So, today is Freedom's Day, Fallen Swords Day.
Yes, year of Kwasman 164, day 195. And I've been asked to speak a little bit about a vision that I was given this morning. So, it started with a room. It was a room of white ith light, and so this room of white ith light, it was very beautiful, and everything was white. All the walls, the openings for to go to the outside, it was all white. Everything was white. And while I was walking in there, looking at it, oh, and by the way, it was right here on the earth too. It wasn't up there anywhere, but it was right here on the earth. And while I was walking around in it and looking at it, a tremor came through where the window was, and it just came against the window and it trembled. And I wondered about it, and I thought, well, perhaps, I'll lose this. It'll break through, and then just erase everything, or throw it into chaos or darkness or something. But it didn't happen, and I went past the window, and the room remained well lit and white, and so. And then there was a period where that which was outside was trying to get in. It was basically the winds of Sephome, the evil wind. And it was blustery, a kind of a threat or an intimidation or a brag from someone out there who wanted to get in, wanted to pierce and destroy. And I just stayed quiet, and then it subsided. Everything subsided, and I was real still. And I realized who the voice was from. I mean, the voice was from essentially the warmongers, those who believe in war and using war as a negotiating tool, as a way to get what they want. And so the intimidation and so forth that came with it, that was what was being attempted to penetrate, but it never did. And as the vibrations, everything was subsiding down into a quietude, and it subsided, and then there was a moment of stillness, and then out of that stillness came a voice, the voice of the Great Spirit, and he said, "Him I shall cast out in the triumph of his glory." And then the whole experience was one of holiness, being in that room and in the light and everything, and it came out of holiness, that voice, and it was so then I was instantly, right after that, right back here in this world as we know it here. And I was thinking about the meaning of it, and so I had some help in understanding what that meant, and in particular, what did it mean in the triumph of his glory. And now we know from Oahspe that man is going to put away war. We're not told when, but we're told he is going to put away war. And I wondered why why did Jehovah say this on today? Because this was today. This was the day of the fallen swords day, and here were these warmongers out there trying to war, and they were not successful at it, or at least in trying to get into where I was. And now this room, I have to tell you, now I've actually seen this room in the past, and in the past it had, well, over the years, it started out as something that could easily be overwhelmed with darkness or taken over by evil. Basically, as they say in Owaspy, the faithless are driven out, away from the faithless has to depart from evil to escape from it. But that didn't happen this time, and this is the first time that it had ever happened. And so I wondered about that, and what it actually turned out to be was that this is all connected with the organic first resurrection and the time period that we're in. And the time period that we're in, from 1949 to 2049, is the time for the birth within man of the organic first resurrection, the soul reality of the organic first resurrection within man that was born then, and at the end of it, by 2049, when the Dan comes, man will have reached adulthood in the organic first resurrection. And so what did that mean? And first of all, you have to understand what the organic first resurrection means. And in order to understand that, you need to know what the inorganic first resurrection is. Now, the inorganic first resurrection is you want to improve yourself, and that's the whole gist of it. You don't try to become one with anybody or anything. Just try to improve yourself, who you are, and basically it's self-centered. How can I improve this talent, or how can I, what do I need to do in order to gain this end, that type of things, and it improves their talents. Now, the thing about the inorganic first resurrection that we have to realize is that it's not evil. It's not evil because it's resurrection. It means in ascension. So people who are in the inorganic first resurrection, their bottom line is do no evil, or at least that's what they intend to do, no evil. But they do want to improve themselves and get what they can for themselves as they can. And we find that the Republic Social Order is established, founded on the principles of the inorganic first resurrection. And as a matter of fact, that is the foundation of the resurrections of Jehovah, is the inorganic first resurrection. Self-improvement. Now, a child will start off that way. A child, a young baby, so that's the inorganic first resurrection. The organic first resurrection is when you turn to, well, the start of it is when you start to turn towards someone higher than yourself. But that's not really the organic first resurrection. It's moving toward it. But the organic first resurrection is actually trying to do that which, whatever your conception of the Creator is, or the All One, or the universe, or just wisdom, and it doesn't matter the name of the All Person in this particular case. What matters is that the person is following the light, his or her highest light as they perceive it to be.